Hi friends, I'm Walker and welcome back to Olive Av Nails, where we talk about vegan and cruelty-free nail polish. Today I'm going to be swatching my last KL Polish haul. This is most of the polishes that I picked up in the last order that I placed with KL Polish once I found out that they were closing. I did wait for some pretty good sales and I got both bundles of the Zodiac collection and then a couple others, and I've already put some of these on swatch sticks. These are the swatch sticks that I use. I've already put some of the polishes I picked up in this order on swatch sticks because they were ones that I knew I wanted to compare earlier. These ones are kind of ones that I was waiting around. I didn't really have anything that I needed to compare them to right away, and so I have not put these on swatch sticks yet, but I'm gonna dive in and swatch these today, and I'm really excited. I am catching up on putting my polishes on swatch sticks, so I got these, I don't know, maybe, it may have been even all the way back in like March or April, and so I'm catching up and I'm almost caught up. I think these are the last ones that I need to swatch that I picked up several months ago. So let's dive in and take a look at these. All right, we're gonna start with these four, which are kind of like fiery orangey red polishes. When I first saw Scorpio in the release, photos and promos and videos for this collection, I thought this was maybe the only one that I would want to buy. It is so fun and pretty. It's like black and red shimmer. Look at that. That's so beautiful. And I think in two coats, we're gonna see even more of that red shimmer. So that's the first coat of Scorpio. Next up is Prince Cornelius. This one is not from the Zodiac collection, but it was maybe in their restock or it was available at the time that I bought the Zodiac collection and I didn't have it yet, so I picked it up. I can't remember when I got this one, but it's not part of the Zodiac collection. It's just one that I didn't have, and so I picked it up on one of my orders. That is a real fiery polish. That's the first coat of Prince Cornelius. All right, next up is Brick Sidewalk, which is another one that I didn't own, and I think they restocked it, and so I grabbed it in the restock. And I don't know why I didn't own this one, because I love this like kind of fiery brick orange red. It's really interesting. It's not totally red. It has a little bit of orange in it. It's very, brick is like the perfect descriptor for this. So that's the first coat of Brick Sidewalk. That one is pretty opaque. That looks really, really close to opaque on that first coat. Next up is Leo, and this one is a little bit more of a kind of yellow gold shimmer. It's a little bit less bronzy than Prince Cornelius. Here's Prince Cornelius right next to Leo. This is Prince Cornelius and this is Leo. And I think you can see what I mean by it being a little bit more like yellow or orange gold, whereas Prince Cornelius is a little bit more like red or bronzy, I guess is a good word. So here's the first coat of Leo, and I can see a lot of that like orangey base on the first coat. It looks really, really orangey, but those glitters are really coming through, so I see a lot of sparkle in here too. So that's the first coat of Leo. So fiery. All right, I'm coming back for the second coat of Scorpio, and like I said, I'm curious to see if that red builds up a little bit more. So far, it looks like it is building up a little bit more red here. Yep, yeah, you can see like right in the light, that red shimmer. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. There is KL Polish Scorpio. I think that looks almost identical to what I see in the bottle. Yep. Oh man, I can't wait to wear this in the fall. Gorgeous. All right, and then coming in for the second coat of Prince Cornelius. This one is super rusty almost. Rusty is probably a better word than bronze actually, because there is a lot of red in here. And so there's two coats of Prince Cornelius. So sparkly. Now for the second coat of Brick Sidewalk, and I would say this one looks like, again, pretty opaque on that first coat. The second coat is definitely just kind of like smoothing it out, maybe even deepening the color a little bit, and that's two coats of Brick Sidewalk. All right, and here's Leo. If you have any suggestions for dupes of these kind of sparkly, bronzy, gold ones, I would love to hear them because they are super unique and so gorgeous, but I'm sure there has to be dupes somewhere. I'll be looking at the ones that I own, but if you have any suggestions from other brands, definitely let me know because I would love to find dupes for some of these super sparkly, super gorgeous ones. All right, next up we're gonna look at some of these more kind of brown, green, blue polishes. I have four of them. First up is a cream. This is Taurus 2. This is kind of a like green leaning taupe, or maybe this is like a green leaning khaki. this formula seems a little bit more thin than some of the others that I've worked with from KL Polish. I'm getting a little bit more streakiness, but it is a lighter color, so we'll see how it goes in 2 coats. All right, next up is Medusa, which is this really pretty gold with this green blue flip in here. Like, it's really gorgeous. And this is another one that I didn't own and they restocked it, or it was just available when I ordered the Zodiac collection, so I picked it up, one or the other. And I didn't own it, and I just wanted to get, you know, as many as I could that I didn't own already. So on that first coat, I actually feel like I am getting a little bit of that blue and a little bit of that green, but it is pretty sheer, so we'll see how that shimmer builds up on another coat. All right, and this one's gonna look a little bit similar. This is Capricorn. This is kind of a polish that flips between green and brown. This one's really interesting. It's definitely different from Medusa, but I would say they have a similar finish, even though their color is definitely different. So this one looks pretty dark on the nail, like almost maybe a black base in here is what's supporting these shimmers, which I didn't know that I could tell from the bottle, but it does look pretty dark. I am seeing some of that flip. I see a little bit of green, and that must be just like a really dark brown base. That must be where the brown comes from. I don't see it as very brown here on this first coat. I guess against my skin I do see the brown actually, so maybe, wow, that looks really pretty. It's prettier than I expected it to be. So I will see, you know, on a second coat, maybe that brown will come through a little bit stronger. All right, next up is Pisces. And I'm gonna be honest, I think this is the only one that I don't like. From the swatches that I saw when this first came out, I know that I don't really love it. And so I'm curious if I'll like it more when I get it on the nail, but I don't know, the color, the shimmer, it's just a little bit too much for me. It does look really pretty and definitely looks like water. Again, another pretty sheer shimmer, so we will see how this one builds up on 2 coats as well. All right, coming back with the second coat of Taurus 2. It does look like this is getting a bit more opaque on this second coat. Yeah, definitely a lot more opaque. I also think I'm seeing a little bit more almost like caramel-y color in here. And so I would say it definitely got a little bit like warmer and richer on that second coat. And it even maybe looks a little bit less green out of the bottle. Maybe I'm making that up. Let me know if you see that. So that's 2 coats of Taurus 2. All right, and here's our second coat of Medusa. This one, I don't know that it's getting much more opaque. I mean, definitely a little bit, but I see a little bit of sheerness still. Against my skin, again, it does look more nice and opaque, so it could just be that, you know, when you put it on a clear stick, it's hard to see all the way to opacity. I definitely see some nice flip in here. I think it has a little bit less of that green to blue flip than it did on a first coat, but I see much more of the gold on a second coat. So that's 2 coats of Medusa. All right, and here we go for the second coat of Capricorn. I love how KL Polish shimmers are not super streaky. Most of them I think apply really evenly and really smoothly. I see a much stronger green flip in here now that we're on our second coat. Like, so much green coming off of this polish, and the brown is just in the right lights. I like this one a lot more than I thought I would, honestly, and I'm excited to try this one on the nail. In the bottle, it's just so hard to tell how these are gonna look when you get them on the nail, but that is absolutely stunning. All right, and then the last one from this group, this is the second coat of Pisces. I am seeing a little bit of deepening of that color, but it still looks a little bit sheer. I just think this one has such a light colored base. So there's the second coat of Pisces. I will say it looks exactly like it does in the bottle. It is super similar. And maybe on the nail it won't look quite as sheer. I don't know why I don't like this one. I think metallics are hard for me. I don't often love them. Blue I can do when it's like a little bit of a deeper blue. This one's just a little bit too light for me. It's absolutely gorgeous, but I just don't think that I will like it on my nails. When I finally swatch this one, you know, maybe I'll change my mind. If you have this one and you love it, let me know, because I'm sure that there are people for whom this is absolutely perfect. I don't know, it's not my cup of tea. All right, and next up I have 4 kind of neutrally gray, pink, more neutral colors. 2 of these are from the Zodiac collection, and 2 of these are just other KLs that I picked up in my last haul. All right, first up is Cancer, which is this very almost lightly blue tinted gray polish. I love a good gray polish. I think they're so classy. Also, I spelled Cancer without an R. I just like hit the wrong button and I printed it too early, but this tape is expensive, and so I am not gonna reprint it. I'm just gonna leave it. I know what it means, you know what it means, we all know what it means, everybody's gonna be fine. So this is KL Polish Cancer in one coat. I would say that formula is pretty good. It looks not quite opaque in one coat, but definitely it'll get opaque in 2 coats, no concerns. All right, up next is Graham. And I, again, just picked this one up as part of my final KL Polish order. I think it was part of their last restock. This one was out of stock for a long time. I think I tried to get it a couple times and it kept being out of stock. But I have just heard such great things about this polish. It reminds me of Zoya's Noah, which I absolutely love. And so that's 1 coat of Graham. It looks absolutely stunning. It's almost all the way opaque. All right, next up is Libra. This one is from the Zodiac collection. It is a kind of light pink polish. It has a little bit of like a purple undertone or like dustiness to it. It's not quite like a baby pink or a bubblegum pink. I would say almost maybe like a mauve or rose undertone. This one's really interesting, and I do feel like I like this color more than I expected to. I'm not a huge pink fan, but something about this one just kind of makes it a little bit unique, and the formula on this is pretty excellent, I would say. That's like a really nice pink formula. Up next is Pinky. This is another really popular one that I couldn't get my hands on because it kept being out of stock. This one is a sheer kind of buildable like French manicure type polish, I believe. And so this one's probably not gonna get opaque in 2 coats, but we'll see what we get. Yep, so it's definitely sheer, although I do feel like I'm getting a pretty good color payoff. It definitely looks pink. Some of these polishes that I've tried that are more like these French polishes, you know, like French manicure nude polishes, you don't get a ton of color payoff. And so, you know, when you get your coats on the nail, they just look kind of glossy and shiny, but this one actually, I really do see pink there, and I think it will get even more pink on a second coat. All right, so I'm coming back in for my second coat of Cancer. The formula on this one's really nice. It's a nice kind of deep, steely blue gray polish. It has a really strong blue undertone in my opinion and is absolutely stunning. So that's 2 coats of Cancer, and it looks so blue as it dries. That second coat really brought out the blue undertone. It's really pretty. And then a second coat of Graham. This one again has an absolutely stunning formula. So many of these polishes, the creams from KL Polish just have amazing, amazing formulas. And this one is no exception. So that's 2 coats of Graham. All right, and then back for a second coat of Libra. And again, this polish applied like a dream, no problems. It was absolutely gorgeous. And the second coat is no exception. Awesome, so that's 2 coats of Libra. I do really like I said, that like little bit of extra that's in here, whether it's like purple or mauve, it's just really unique. And I like it a lot. So that's 2 coats of Libra. All right, and then last but not least, we have our second coat of Pinky, and I do think this one's just gonna get a little bit more pink in this second coat. I do see a little bit more opacity actually, and I will say that's a little bit more opaque than I expected it to be. Like, that looks really nice, and I think this will look like a really pretty effect on the nail. I like that it's a little bit more opaque. I don't know, some of these like super sheer polishes are just not my jam, but I actually really like that one, and I may not have a dupe for this. I was thinking Zoya's gotta have a sheer like this, but to my memory, I can't think of one that's this opaque on 2 coats. Maybe there's a couple that will build up to this, but it's really unique. I like this one. So that's 2 coats of Pinky. All right, awesome. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of a little bit of smattering of lots of things here, but these are the last of the KL Polish shades that I'm adding to my collection. I kind of can't believe it, but I'm excited to put these in the drawer, find some dupes for them, and show them to you soon. Awesome. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, I will link down below on your screen some other videos where I swatched my Earth Day haul and some other hauls like that. So if you like this video, I hope you'll stick around for another one. Awesome. Thanks. Bye.